Hi, everybody. Welcome. Let me just see. This is always better. Look, it didn't even change it. Brightened it up. This room is not got a lot of great light in it, although it looks like it. I have this light that's kind of right on my face, and then we have this beautiful, massive Christmas tree right in front of the window. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the finale of the Lightworker's Guide to the Astral Realm talk for Witchy Book Club. And then I'm going to be announcing the next book that we're going to be doing very quickly. And I'll explain that in a second, but let's just take a moment for, oh yeah, this makes everything really red when whatever, it's fine. Let's just take a minute for some people to arrive. Who's here with me now? Hi. I announced it over on Facebook and Instagram, but it's kind of that in between of the holidays, so I'm not really expecting too many people to show up unless maybe I'm going to be shocked and it's going to be the complete opposite. I got some coffee today. Good morning, Victoria. Hi, how are you? How was your holiday season? We have New Year's coming up, which is pretty exciting. I've talked before about how, oh my God, this really does make everything so red. Oh well, I've talked a lot before at how I never really feel like the witch's new year feels right to me because I've always been so conditioned that this is the new year, but that I mentally practice a new year during my solar return, which is in May. Like that's when I do my year ahead spread for myself and things like that. However, you can't help but get on the train of like feeling that there's going to be kind of like this fresh slate. I think even more so now too because it's like the end of a decade. It's the end of an era. So I feel like I'm really trying to embrace that, especially because everybody else is like, always talking about what do they want for the next year and resolutions. That's really great magic. Even just to hop on the train of like watching somebody else plan out what they want or recapping what the last of their year was and thinking about moving forward, even if you don't really feel that for yourself, there's like a conscious collective thing happening where we're feeling like we get a chance to start fresh. So that's always really exciting. Hi, Kate. How are you? Good morning. Victoria said, doing all right, and it was okay. I want to be in a place for my own for the next holiday. That's a fucking great goal. So make it happen, Victoria. Good for you. My word for 2020 is love. That's a really, really beautiful thing to take on for the next year. I want to look at pictures of myself and not feel disgusted. Ouch. I bet you are so beautiful. I can't. It hurts my heart, but that's a great goal. It's a good goal. If that's what your goal is, make it happen because I think that you're really, really sweet and I'm sure you're beautiful inside and out. But if you recognize that that's something that needs to be worked on or, that you want to improve and things like that, then self-confidence is a big thing. So good for you. My word, and I'm gonna make a little video about this that'll probably come out next week, is opportunity. I think I announced this did I talk about it last live stream? I don't know, I talked about it somewhere briefly, but my last word was intention. It was like the first year that I had done a word of the year, and I really dove so deep into intention on so many aspects. And it was such a perfect word for 2019 for me. It kind of brought up a lot of shadow things, which was fine. I'm in my Saturn return and I'm really being asked by the universe to adult and to step the fuck up and take a look at like my choices and things like that. And what I want and how I'm getting it. And that's what it's all about. And so intention was a good word for me for 2019. However, I mean, we have a great conjunction in Capricorn. Jupiter is in fucking Capricorn all year. So if any year for opportunity, this feels like it for me. But I'm not going to limit myself to what that means. Like, I don't want to say, opportunity to do this and this and this. I want it just to be and feel all aspects of what opportunity means, whether if that means the opportunity to step back, whether that means the opportunity to, change lanes, whatever that means, I'm just going to embrace the word opportunity and really try and discover what that means and how I can layer it into 2020. So I'm going to, like I said, it's probably not gonna be a very long video, but I'll probably go into more detail about why I chose that word and what I'm gonna do with it and why I'm excited. And what happened with the word intention for 2019. I definitely want to go a little bit more like in depth of how I connected with it and what I did. I have not picked mine yet. Laura, have you done it before? Because I always heard people doing it and I was like, meh. But last year I was like, I couldn't get this word out of my head and it just felt really good. So yeah. Hi Helki, how are you? Oh my god, Helki Rain, the woke witch. I made it. Yay! Um, yes, my word was transformation. For last year, transformation. That's a big word. That's a very Plutonian word. That's a very death card word, tower card word. That's a big word. How did it go? Hi, walking my path. How are you? Good morning. Good morning. Yay, we got some people flooding in. So why don't I, before we start talking about the book, I want to, while I have some people here, it's so crazy. Whenever I turn my head to the right, it makes the filter red. I don't know why. I'm good, thanks. Just reorganizing my altar while I watch you. Ugh, that sounded cute. Lots of transformation, spiritual work. Nice. Okay, cool. So that's just a big word. That's a big word. Okay, so what do I want to do here? Okay, we're gonna talk. I'm not really nervous, but I'm kind of like big question marky. Hello, my mom's here. Hi, mom. It's kind of a big question mark on where we're gonna take the conversation today because the final two sections that we lumped together. Oh my god, Imogen's here too. Oh my god, it's a party. Skylar, you're supposed to be visiting your family. Why are you watching me? Skylar's in Texas right now visiting his family. Hi, Mom, you spelled Skylar's name wrong and it's literally right there. Morning, Imogen, lovely to see you around on YouTube. Oh, she's lurker. She's a lurker. She's here. She hasn't gone anywhere. She creeps. Mood. Mom, you spelled his name wrong and it's literally right there. That's okay. He's an AR kind of. Oh my god, it's so early. Hi, Sammy. Supportive Tarot. Hi. It is probably so early for some people, but it is a little after 10 for me. I hate this filter. Should we just take it off? It's bright. It's bright like this, right? It doesn't matter what I do, okay? So it doesn't matter what it is. Should we be black and white? Black and white? Ooh, how witchy. Oh my god, I look great. We're not doing it in black and white. Okay. I thought maybe it was the filter, but I guess it's just the lighting in this room. I'm in denial that it's morning and I have to work. Aww. Oh my god, Lisa was just watching your Forest of Enchantment video. Skylar comes in here and takes over the fucking live stream. I love it. You do you, boo. So does anybody in here listen to the podcast? The Speaking of Which podcast? If you don't, and you want a chance to win a copy of Kim Cram's archetype deck, #1 podcast. Imogen. I was just watching that too, Skylar. Okay, so if you guys want a chance to, thank you, Kate. If you guys want a chance to win the archetypal deck by Kim Krantz, if you listen to the most recent episode of the podcast, there's one that's coming out today, right? Today. But so it'll be the one before. I love the podcast, but behind. That's okay. If you guys listen to the episode called Man in the Mirror. There is a way for you to win it. And so if you listen to it and you go over to our Facebook page, it's really fucking easy. And it was not my idea. It was Skylar's idea of how you can win this deck. And I suggest you guys listen to it if you are interested in trying to win that deck. Skylar, you're ridiculous, but it's actually making me laugh what he made people do and what you have to do. So if you want to try and win that deck, listen to Man in the Mirror, I think is the most recent episode title. That's enough for the podcast plugs. I'm a little iffy on how this conversation's gonna go. We might really stray a lot from the topics of what's going on in the finale of this book. Only because I just felt really like meh by a lot of it. And we'll see. You look wonderful. Off to work. Love you, baby girl. Thanks, Mom. Have a good day at work. So this book, especially because of the end, I just felt, we talked about it pretty much the whole time we've been doing this book. It was very much like, we have to know that this is like an intro book to exploring all the other topics of it, that this isn't going to be the end-all be-all knowledge, but this is kind of to get the mind working and the gears turning on thinking about the astral realms, or even just your body being more than just a body, and it containing so much consciousness and magic. And so I feel like it was even more, I was expecting a lot more from like the end of it to give us more, but it basically was a lot of, Mom, you spelled his name wrong again. It's right there. I love you, Mom. So you knows I love him. Oh my god. I can't even talk. It looks like I turned into Violet from Willy Wonka. Violet, you're turning violet, Violet. So reading the last kind of sections of this book, and I will break it down a little bit, but I love that your mom's in the chat. Isn't she so cute? But it's kind of just like, I don't know, I had a hard time with it, guys. Rocky, you're my number one. All right, I'm not even a part of this live stream anymore. You guys are just do your thing. Biggest. You call her Heidi. Oh my god, Mom. I love you. I'm screaming. Her name is right there. Oh my god. I still spelled it wrong, but that's okay. Afternoon, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Oh, guys, this is gonna be a hot mess. Good afternoon, spiritual guidance with Nat. Victoria's like, oh my god. Okay. Let's announce the next book. What a way to end the year. I know. This is our final live stream for 2019. It's really exciting. We planned this really well too, to end the book and kind of wipe our hands like, all right, that was 2019. But let's announce the next book. And I have both of the live stream dates. We're going to be completing this book in 2 live streams. We can do it, right? This one dragged the fuck on, in my opinion, but it was kind of what it is because it ended up landing in the middle of holiday season. So even though it dragged on, and a lot of the books seem to drag on, it's because it's so hard for me to space them every week like I was before. So it is what it is. So we're going to get through this one in 2 live streams because I'm going to be traveling for most of February. It'll be for 1 week in January, and then I'll be gone for most of February. So I want to get through this book in 2 live streams in January, and then we're going to be off. I'm going to try to announce the next book after that in one of the 2 live streams, because we might be reading a hefty book because we have so much time in between. For January and probably March is when we're going to do our next book. So I'm probably going to I have a couple books that I want to do. I'm really trying to find a fiction book again, because I loved doing a fiction book. However, I just really want to do a fiction book that's like a one and done. I don't want it to be a series. So I'm still looking into one that feels right, and I'm really going to try to have a fiction book for March. But if I don't find one, then I have a couple other ones that I feel like might be really good for us to kind of get a little bit more heady with. So anyways, the book for January is Out of Your Hands. We're going to be reading Palmistry, and this is by Beleta Greenaway. I think that's how you say her name. So this is a quite a small book. I'm really excited. I think this should be really easy breezy. Again, I know really nothing about palmistry. I shouldn't say I don't know anything, but I'm going to be relying a lot on other people who might have more of an idea about palmistry, which is kind of crazy that I don't know more, and I know so much about other shit, like astrology and tarot and stuff like that. And the only reason why I say that is not in like a cocky way, but my mom did palmistry when I was younger. Like, she was very much into palmistry, and she would always like read her hand and read other people's hands and read my hand and my brother's hand, and so it was something that was like around me all the time, but I just kind of like blocked out. I literally know basically nothing about it. So we're going to be on this journey together. There might be things that maybe like come back to me. I don't know, maybe I'll have some suppressed memories or something. But this is a pretty small book. It's like 150 some pages. So we're going to be breaking it up into 2 live streams, and they're going to be back to back in weeks. So let me get my calendar out so we can announce it now. You guys can put it in your calendars. I will announce all of this after this live stream is done in the Facebook group. So the next live stream, and I would like you guys, if you want to participate, if not, you can just be here during the live streams. That's totally fine. Again, the book is Out of Your Hands by Beleta Greenaway. I'm not familiar with this author, so if I should be, sorry. But yeah, it's an introductory handbook to reading palms. And I think, again, this might not be anything, especially if you're like really seasoned with palmistry, this might not be anything groundbreaking to you, but it might be just nice to kind of bring up this aspect of it. We've done so many different things of the metaphysical topics, and we haven't done this yet. And so I think it's pretty affordable. I think it'll be pretty easy to find, and it's very, very small to get through, just like this one was. So the first live stream is going to be January 13th at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and that is a Monday as usual. So we will be going over the beginning all the way up to part 4, which is about halfway through the book. So we will read up to page 71, and we'll be covering this in 2 weeks. So you guys have 2 weeks. I know that's not a lot of time. Sorry about it, not sorry about it. And it is what it is. I don't think this is going to be a book either where if you get the book and you don't finish the reading in time, that you're going to feel totally lost in the conversation. Oh, Mom's still here. Okay, great. So yeah, you used to do palmistry, and I literally don't know or remember anything about it. And I'm really excited to dive into it and see what other people can bring to the table, or what maybe this little introductory book has we can discover about ourselves, because there's a lot of, pictures that help you really understand exactly where or what everything is, and breaks it down. I think it'll be really fun. I'm going to probably be grabbing everybody's hands and wanting to look at them a lot, like sibling lines. I'm really interested to see what this has to say about it. So this is our book. The first live stream, we're going to be going over pages beginning to 71. It'll bring you right to part 4, and then we'll stop there. And then the week after, which is the 20th, we're going to do the second part of this book, which will be from part 4 to the end. and it'll be the following week, which is the 20th. So we'll do that live stream 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on the 20th, because then I leave for 2.5 weeks for work, down to multiple parts of Florida. And then I get back for a week, and then I go on a vacation for a week in Arizona with George for a disc golf tournament. So, which is very exciting. Lots of travels, lots of things happening, but it's gonna make it really hard to do any, I'm not gonna fit any live streams or anything in there. I'm gonna try to prep as many videos as I can so that I still have connection during that month. But that is it. 13th and the 20th are when we're going to be breaking down this book. Again, Out of Your Hands, What Palmistry Reveals About Your Personality and Destiny. Beleta Greenaway. I know this is another intro book, but I'm actually really excited because it's something we haven't talked about yet. So, what did Kate say? Kate said, palmistry seems so cool. My grandma used to read my palm when I was little. Aw, that's cute. Yeah, I don't think this is going to be a groundbreaking, life-changing book for us to like learn the deepest, darkest secrets of palmistry. It's very much an intro book, which I think is going to be helpful for a lot of people. And for people who, like I said, are really seasoned with it, I would love for you guys to still join in and bring whatever you can to the table to help guide us along, because this is something I know really nothing about, and I'm excited to crack the surface of. So, all right, that is it. That is our book. I will announce it one more time at the end. Smash that thumbs up. Aw, cute. How many times have I said, aw, cute? Thanks, Lisa. All right, let's take a look. What? Hello? I don't know what just happened in my kitchen. The sun is beautiful though. There was deer in the yard the other day. Okay, anyways, Gemini. So we were supposed to do a live stream on, what was it? Part 3, part 4, part 3. Okay. So part 3 we were going to do a live stream on, and then we were going to do part 4 and 5. And then I was reading part 3 and I was like, this is not enough. This is not good enough for a whole live stream. I don't feel like, I was getting a little irritated, and I did a little mini live stream in the Facebook group. It wasn't very long, but it was basically like announcing that we weren't going to be doing the live stream that day, and that I just didn't feel like it was enough information to go off of, and I wanted to push it together with the other parts. But I was just getting, I guess it was good. The book made me really think about, and we had talked about it in previous live streams, so it really made me think about what I felt like realms were, and what was and what wasn't. And you know, it's always good to come at new topics and new things with a little bit of skepticism, but also to be open-minded and take in that you know, this person is, you know, they've probably done their research and this and that. But at the same time, I was just getting a little irritated at the fact when she was talking about spirit guides and how they can get, like, at one point on page 85, she said, like, they become frustrated with us if we stray away from our path. And while that might be true for her, I've never ever felt from my spirit guides that they've been frustrated with me. Maybe I have a very, like, love and light type way of thinking of my spirit guides, but my spirit guides are sassy, especially my main one. She really does. It's not that she's like sassy, it's that she really just doesn't, she doesn't, sometimes she just comes through really blunt, you know? But I don't feel as though, I don't know, I feel like spirits on the other side, especially spirit guides, they don't come at things with a sense of frustration. I know that they want us to succeed and they want to help guide us. That's literally what they're there for. However, I was questioning whether I felt like that was valid for either my situation or just in situations in general. Um, I don't know. I feel like they do. I felt that. You felt what? That they were frustrated with you? Um, you're more in tune with your path, have been for some time, love. Your guides have no reason to be frustrated with you. I guess maybe that's a good point, Victoria. Maybe they're proud of me so they're not frustrated. Just popping in to say hello. I've been catching up on the old recordings and I have enjoyed the book so far. Hi, Ari. Thank you so much for commenting. I know it's easy just to sit back, but it's nice to see people's names. So thanks for joining us. Um, So I'm trying to go back to my notes for part 3. Um, oh, that was one thing. Okay, so I was really, really reflecting on, yes, my guys have been frustrated with me. I'm stubborn Libra, you know? Oh God, I love you, Victoria. You know, Libra's not so stubborn, but yeah, it could be a little difficult. I'm sure if you are trying to go one way and your guides are guiding you, and you're like, yeah, maybe I should go the other way. Hi, Laura, how are you? Okay, so I put down what is everyone's view on life being work, right? So, or there being life lessons to achieve. She kind of touches on this, and I can't remember exactly where it was. But I love the Gemini mug. Thank you. One of you guys gave it to me, and I love it so much. It's like stained really bad on the inside because I use it all the time, and it doesn't clean properly. Okay. I talk a lot in my astrology sessions or just when I'm dealing with astrology on, especially when we get into like the north and south nodes or even Chiron, or even like when we talk about big planetary, like if like a Saturn return, or even just Saturn's placement in your chart, things like this, where we talk about like what you're here for, right? What is your soul here for? What is it trying to accomplish from being here, and what has it kind of um, focused itself on enough in past lifetimes, and where are we really trying, excuse me, to evolve up to this lifetime? And that's really a lot of where, north and south node plays out in your chart. And then there's like some more, like I said, there's some other areas that bring this up, but I talk about this a lot. But it was really making me reflect on, what does everybody think about life being work, right? Or there being like a lesson that we have to learn when we're here. I mean, could we just be here just to be here, just to like experience and just to be? I guess I was just reflecting on that, reflecting on what it means to say that we're here to do something. Maybe we're just here to experience, and that we want to experience the not the opposite, but yeah, the north node side of things, because we've already experienced enough south node things um, in our lifetime. And again, if you don't know astrology, I'm not trying to confuse you. It's just I'm bringing this up because it's a topic that I am continuously talking about with other people. However, it's like I need to sit back and really kind of settle into what I feel that means for me, because I do feel like that there is an energy that I can be moving more towards, that I struggle with, and that I need to be kind of embracing to have balance while I'm here. However, if I don't know. It was just kind of making me spiral into like a weird, doubty, like contemplative way of thinking, like why do we have to be here to do work? Like why does it have to be a lesson that we have to learn when we're here? However, when I say that, please know that I actually do feel that there is a lesson or there is a reason, and our souls have kind of agreed upon trying to evolve and balance out certain things within our consciousness. But I just was thinking and wanting to bring that up for you guys. Let me go back. Supportive Tarot. My main guide has this sort of loving, stern energy about him, and he does sometimes lecture me a wee bit, but I wouldn't say he ever seems frustrated. That's interesting. I don't know. I just feel like what does he have, like what do they have to be frustrated about? You know, all they're doing, like, I don't know. I guess maybe they want to see us succeed and they want to see us go, but I feel like they have knowledge about what we're going to do and how we do it, even though we have free will. Like, I don't know. I feel like they just want the best for us, and I don't know. My guides just don't come. My main guide just has never come across to me as frustrated, or not even just frustrated, but like disappointed. It's always like, look, you didn't listen before, here it is again. You know, like, here it is again. I'll just give it to you again. Here it is louder. You're gonna avoid it again? Here it is again. You know, it just feels, I don't know. Maybe I was getting, I keep saying I don't know because I really don't know. I didn't sit with that. But I liked what Victoria said. That was very nice. Maybe she's never felt frustrated because you're doing good things. That was very sweet. Spiritual guidance when that says, oh, I'm currently learning all about my birth chart. I'm hooked on it and I'm totally fascinating. Yeah. I think you meant fascinating. Birth charts are a beast to get into, and I'm really excited that you're cracking into that world because it's something that I love very dearly. I definitely believe you're here to learn something to enable us to level up spiritually. So when you say that, right, and this is why I wanted to get into, because I'm sort of gonna be playing devil's advocate over here, even though I totally am like on board with you. But I just want to get us thinking about it, right? So when you say level up spiritually, what does that mean, right? So we want to level up, right? So we're here, and if we're thinking in terms of astrologically too, or just in general, like, let's say our soul is here, we've done a lot of this here, north south node stuff, or we're here and we really we're really good at this and we really want to do this. We want to accomplish, we want to experience, and we want to come over here to the north node, or to embrace this sort of energy to balance out what we already have so that we can level up, right? So what does that mean? Do we want to become higher beings? Do we want to become more, like, what, like, just think about what that means to you when you say we want to level up spiritually, right? So I like the idea of sorry, my foot is falling asleep. This chair is broken, so I sit on my feet in here a lot because I like sink into it. Also, I can't stop touching my hair. I'm very fidgety today. Sorry, guys. I like the idea of there being some journey or purpose to everyone's lives, maybe because my practice is all about the stories we tell ourselves in society. Ooh, Kate, do elaborate on that a little bit. Like, what do you mean by that? That sounds fascinating. I can never make up my mind about which is which. Thank you for bringing up this idea that there can be a different focus on our current lifetime rather than our career being the central theme. Way to go on reflection. Thank you, Tanya Thompson. Right, so and again, this is something that I talk about with clients like a lot, whether it's tarot, whether it's astrology. We get a little bit more in deep into this conversation because there's certain aspects of the chart that like lend me to actually communicate, like, look, this is what you're here for, or this is what these energies are not even so concrete as that. Like, here's where we already are energetically, here's what we need to learn this lifetime. So maybe in the south node area placement, we have a lot of Cancer energy, and we were really good at nurturing and you know, taking care of other people and mothering other people and being a good host and kind of having this like, come here, I'll take care of you kind of energy. And tapping in with our emotions and the feminine side of us. And so this lifetime, it's really important for us to balance and discover and to journey through the 10th house or the Capricorn side of things for our North Node, and really discover what it means to be structured and to be more masculine in the yang energy of like, let's go out and get what I want. Let's have borders and boundaries. Let's be responsible. Let's get things done. You know, it's okay to be emotional, but at the same time, like do your shit. You know, have more of a structured career mindset about things, even though you just applauded me for not bringing up career, but that would be an example, right? Of trying to take the balance of the other side of the coin. And, you know, you're really comfortable here. What else is there that we need to kind of, but why? Like, but why? What do you guys think about, you know, what happens? You know, I do believe, and this is my personal opinion, that if you don't get completely towards a really good balanced exploration of the other energy that is present here that you kind of chose to come into, again, this is coming from a very astrological viewpoint, but that there is going to be opportunity for you to kind of journey through that again, you know, maybe in a different way. So but let's say you do a really good, let's say you've done a lot and you feel like this lifetime your soul says, oh, I really did that, I balanced that out, I really learned, it was hard, but also look what I did, I did it, and I'm very, you know, I went to the other side of where I was when I came here. What happens then? Do you reincarnate and focus totally on a different energy to balance it out? Or when we say leveling up, you know, what does that mean? A little late to the party, but hey, y'all, I can honestly say that I've had family interference with what I should be doing on so many levels. So, yeah, frustration abounds with this one, but I'm getting there. A former friend of mine would say it's to reach the final resting place, the one place that transcends everything, so that reincarnation is no longer an option. Interesting. Yeah, and I think you know, Savannah, right? Savannah, she touches on this a little bit, like, so we can ascend here, like if you do really well, then you're like a light worker here, and if you like help others while you're here on the physical plane as a light worker, whatever you think that means to you, then you can kind of level up into other realms where you're not coming to this physical lower vibration kind of earthly state. But I guess that kind of implies that this isn't as good as other areas. And it's just an interesting topic to think about, I guess. I'm not going to ever root myself with something like this. Watching while making myself a smoothie. Mom, I love you. Mage says, hi everyone, hi. I'm really interested in mythology, divination, and astrology from perspective of archetypes and how those stories reveal something about the world we live in. It's the English major in me. That is really cool. Hello, love. Hello. We're getting into some like very deep, you know, unanswerable things here. I was thinking a lot about that, and I think exactly what Supportive Tarot said about, or Lisa said, well, we're here to level up, you know. What does that mean? Where are you trying to level up to? This past year was all about intention, you know, and for me, I've been thinking a lot of like, okay, I'm doing this, but why? You know, what am I trying to get out of it? Or like what's my feeling about doing this thing? What's my intention? You know, and how am I going to get from point A to point B, and is my intention with trying to get to point B strong enough? So I do need to take another look at my North Node. You could do that, and I'm not trying to make you wrong, or like I'm not trying to come at you. It's more so just these are the questions in the spiritual community, and there's almost like a narrative that we say a lot that I feel like more people don't really even know what that means for them. Again, I'm really not trying to be condescending to you. I'm sorry. This is just I'm opening this up to all of us to take a look and think, and don't spiral into like oh, what am I here for? But it's more so like, okay, we say these things like, I want to transcend, or I want to level up, or I want to, I'm here so that I can fulfill my destiny. Well, like, okay, so you fulfill it, or okay, so you're here, what not then what? Like, what do you think? What do you feel, and what do you think, and how do you connect with what that means afterwards? And I think that's what one of the best things that this book did for me personally. Again, because it wasn't anything groundbreaking, it wasn't anything, and at some points was a little irritating only because she was bringing up topics that were valid. I feel like were valid, especially in the end. It was very interesting to hear her talk about consciousness and things, but then it's like, know your triggers, change your environment, be around things you love, and it's like this little teeny paragraph, and it's like, yo, you can't bring that up and just like leave it at a one paragraph thing and move on. Like, those are big fucking topics. Like, I'm gonna need you to elaborate a little bit more. But at the same time, it was just enough to crack open some of these big questions for myself that I'm having. Like, okay, great, so I'm here, I feel like my north node is my north node is really about well, we don't have to get into that, but basically, I know what astrologically, or even what I feel like I'm here to kind of do, even astrologically aside, I feel like what I'm here and what I could learn to evolve more with. But then what do I feel like I'm doing that for? Where do I feel like that's going to get me after this lifetime? And I feel like that's a big fucking question, but it's important that we all, especially in this community or the spiritual community, and especially other people with platforms who preach a lot of like light working, or helping people out for things this lifetime, and saying things like, I mean, we're here to level up. Well, what does that mean for you? Where's that going to take you? Leveling up makes sense to me, and from a D&D perspective, where the more experience you get, the more badass you become. Fuck yeah, Kate. I love that. Not at all. I do think these are fantastic questions to ask ourselves. Same, Kate. Okay, good. I hope I'm not trying to call like you out personally. It's more so just, it's important, especially for this community. We can't just be listening and taking in information and say, oh yeah, that's right, that feels right to me. I'm here to evolve, and I have a lesson that I need to learn this lifetime. Okay, great. So you have a lesson to learn. What do you feel like? Do you feel like you chose that question, that lesson? Do you feel like there's a higher entity that's pushing you towards learning that lesson, and your spirit guides are there to help you? Is it a little bit of both? And if you do or don't learn that lesson, what do you think happens? I feel like a lot of people can easily answer what happens if you don't learn that lesson. A lot of people would argue, I think, that you come back and you have another chance, or if you don't come back here, you can go somewhere else to try and learn the same lessons. But let's say you do learn that lesson, or let's say you do accomplish that goal that your soul has set out for this lifetime. Then what? Okay. Oh god. Victoria's talking to my mom. My former friend evolved from Wicca to Hinduism. It is an interesting concept to think about for sure. Sounds like some subjects got treated in the women's wheel of life. I love these discussions, and I'm trying to raise my consciousness, but I don't feel as if there's an ultimate higher purpose other than to exist, and I do it the best that I can. Hi, Veronica. Yes. So I feel like this book made me like spiral a little bit when I was getting irritated about it, and that is a gift, right? So this is not to put down the book, it's not to put down the author. Again, I want to say that I'm okay with giving like a harsh review to a book, but it's not that I thought the book was bad. I just feel like it's very like very surfacey to what need, like, it's a very deep conversation, and it's very hard for me to like a book about astral travel and talking about the astral realms that's only, you know, this big, and when they bring up topics it's like one little paragraph and then they move on, like she moves on. It just doesn't feel, I was like, wait, you can't just bring up, you know, you can't just bring up succubus and then just have like a little blurb and then move on from it. Like it just feels, just didn't sit right to me, but it did crack open some big questions to make myself really reflect and feel, you know, okay, so she's trying to travel to these higher realms, which she feels like there's certain levels and there's certain places for these realms, and realms that you want to go to and that are really hard to get to and things like that. But what is the goal? Like, what is, you know, to learn knowledge to bring back here to help other people? That's a really great goal. Hello, good morning, everyone. Great discussion. Thanks, Amy. I'm glad to be here for the experience as well as everything I'm learning on this earth. And chickpeas coconut curry, making it now. Yum. That sounds amazing. I'm not even sure that there is an after, but I love the journey. Right. And so, again, I feel like I need to be like specifying that I'm not trying to make anyone bad or wrong for any beliefs that they have. I guess I'm just offering up some big questions that I see myself saying a lot and that I see other people in the community, or just even if you're brand new to everything, like what do you feel is the reason, right? What is the reason we're here? And if it has to do with something like, well, I'm here to learn a lesson, or I'm here to play out destiny, or I'm just here to have fucking fun, good for you. You know, if you can have that mindset about it, give me some, because I do not feel that way. My Saturn is in Capricorn and it's in the 5th house, and yeah, I don't know. My rules and feels about fun is a little different. Well, what's happening? Okay. I'm not even, okay, I need to journal for hours after this. After, yes, well, I know. That's what this book has really been great about. Like, it got me angry for a moment when I was like reading some of these things, but it wasn't because I felt like she was wrong, or I didn't feel like she was, but it made me angry that I haven't done further exploration into things that I just say so willy-nilly, like, yeah, well, yeah, I'm trying to level up. Like, to fucking where? What does that even mean? So like, is this a game? And if I don't win, I have to replay the level over again? Okay, well, do I have to defeat a big boss in the end? And if I don't, then I'm fucked and I have to start the whole thing over again? What does that mean? In one of the style of numerology, I'm master number 22, alchemist. For 40 years, I've not been on that path, so I'm changing my way of being in the world and working on self-transmutation. That's a lot. That is a lot. So you feel like, coming from a numerology standpoint, that you do have this focus and that you haven't been focusing on it. And so your goal is to now change that, shift that, so that you can be on that path from the numerology standpoint, right? So it would be just like taking astrologically, right? I have this south node, north node shit, and for the last 40 years, I've, you know, or you say like in the last 40 years, I've been dealing with my south node and I'm just sticking into the autopilot of last lifetimes. I really want to get towards my north node, but why? You know, and that's what I'm being kind of annoying about right now, is like, what's the goal? What do you feel like, do you feel like it's just as simple as that's what I'm supposed to be here for, and that's what I'm supposed to be learning and doing? And that's fine. Maybe you don't need to have an answer. A lot of people probably won't end up with an answer, but it just reflect, journal, even just talk about here in the chat, or make your own video about it. I don't know. Do some meditation, ask your spirit guides, but I'm just asking and like offering up you guys to go one step further with it, you know? She might not have had a say about the succubus section. Editors, man, according to, yeah, I know. And I feel like this book was meant to be very, like, to kept brief. You know, keep it simple, keep it very introductory, like here's the topics, and bring them up in however you can. Like I said, I actually didn't like I did enjoy this book. I didn't think that it was bad. I feel like this is a very much, if you want to get all of the points and aspects to thinking about someone's idea on the astral realm, because even in the first live stream we did for this book, there's other ideas about how many realms there are and what's in those realms and how you can get to those realms. And this, if you literally know nothing about astral travel or the astral body or astral realms and you want to crack into it, this is a good introduction book to kind of be thinking about things differently. So, and that's a gift, you know, because sometimes I feel like if you do, it might be hard to find astral realm books that aren't just totally deep diving into it too much too soon. Because even as even as brief as some of these sections were, it allowed us to open up such really big topics. Spiritual Guidance with Nat says, ooh, I'm currently reading The Signs by Carolyn Faulkner. I am going to watch some of your book review videos now. I have such a thirst for knowledge at the moment. I love that. Yeah, and I don't really do book reviews, just so you know. Somebody who does really great book reviews is like Katie Flowers does really great book reviews. I'm trying to think. There are a lot of other channels. Sorry if I'm forgetting anybody, but who do book reviews. I feel like my book clubs are enough book review, and we go into them. So definitely check out more of the book club live streams. A lot of them are very long and they can be very much like straying off topic, but that's the fun of it, right? It is what it is, and it sometimes is really organic and sometimes it's really structured. However, if I were to that is pretty much my review on this book. If you're trying to get something really deep and you're trying to get really, really, you know, a lot more metaphysical than, you know, just what is what about the basics of astral travel, this is not the book for you. But if you just want to crack the surface, you really want to have a good introductory basis to someone's beliefs and a perspective on that, this is a good little quick book that you can get in and out with and make yourself start thinking in a bigger way about some of these topics. It really does feel like a game where I'm still trying to figure the controllers, much less what they do. Ooh, Veronica, I love that. That would make such a cool like short story concept. You know what I mean? Like that analogy is such a cool analogy. Write me a short story. That's your homework. You know, trying to figure out the controllers in life. Like, that's so cool. Such a Capricorn and Virgo mindset. What's the goal? I love it. I know, but it's not even like, and that's the thing. Like, what if there really isn't a goal? You know, maybe there, and maybe questioning it is just, we're just here to experience, and that, you know, it would be cool if our souls were to kind of try and work on this energy over here because we're really good at this energy here. But if not, that's fine. Just enjoy yourself. This is a pleasurable existence to be in. Yeah, it's hard sometimes, but like we get cake and, you know, sex and books. You know, that's pretty good. You know, just have fun. What if there isn't a goal? You know? And maybe that resonates with you too. Hi, I feel integrating the lessons of this lifetime allows us to live in the moment, to enjoy living in harmony as best we can, bringing the openness through the illusion of separateness. Hi, that's a really great way to describe it. I'm going to read it again. I feel integrating the lessons of this lifetime allows us to live in the moment, to enjoy living in harmony as best we can, bring the openness through the illusion of separateness. Interesting. You know what's funny is that sometimes, especially in astrology readings, people's lessons are not about helping other people. It's about exploring how to help themselves. And in turn, they end up helping other people because sometimes there's a lot of energy of people who are very much of service to others, or, very much outside of themselves, trying to do for other people. And either it can become very controlling, or it can become too codependent, or it can become too, you know, um, you know, compulsive in the need to help or control other people. And sometimes the focus is on the self and learning what that means to help the self and to discover the self. And in turn, it's a good example would be, um, telling your kids not to be on their phone all the time, but all you do is sit on your phone. They learn by example. So that would be a way to kind of come at what you said from a devil's advocate type of way. Is I actually really like the way that you described that, but saying like maybe somebody's goal isn't to learn togetherness this lifetime, because maybe they focused so much on the collective and other people and nourishing and helping other people, and maybe it is in their best interest to kind of take a look at themselves, and in turn they will help other people by example. Just a little devil's advocate there, but that was beautifully written. I feel that I'm a sun in Virgo, Jupiter and Saturn in Capricorn. Hold on, I'm sorry, I read that weird. Oh, about what she said. Okay, such a Capricorn. So, we get cake. Maybe we just create our own goals. Yeah, that would be cool. I mean, I do feel as though we do. That's my opinion. I think that I chose what I wanted to work on this lifetime, and I do feel like there was pushes energetically to do to get there and what they were, but I do feel like I consciously know what I need to work on, and I do feel like, again, astrologically, sorry, that we give ourselves the best tools in which to get there. God, it won't stay in focus. I don't know what's going on. Cake, sex, and books, and tarot. My Scorpio heaven on earth. Chocolate and coffee. Oh my God, that's so funny. To learn is to remember what we already know. Ooh, I love that. Yeah, that would be really cool. To learn is to remember what we already know. Whoa, okay. Let's take a look a little bit at my notes from, that was the big thing. I was like, I don't want to live stream. I need to think about this shit. I don't want to do this right now. This is just not, I'm frustrated, It's just funny. So, part 4. So that was a lot of what came up in part 3. Part 4 and 5. Part 4 was all about the lower realms. This was something that made me a little uncomfortable too. Hi Nikki, hi Sammy, hi everyone. Shortly stopping by to chat along a bit. I should be cleaning. Had this idea to start 2020 fresh, and well, now here I am. That's a great goal. That's a great mindset to have. Did you already say what the next book is for the group? I came late. I'm sorry. Yes, I did. I guess I can announce it again. The next book, we're gonna be digesting it real quick, and I know that a lot of these books kind of drag on because of how long it takes me to be able to do these live streams, so I'm sorry about that. The next book I'll announce again one more time at the end. This is the next book. It's Out of Your Hands. What Palmistry Reveals About Your Personality and Destiny by Beleta Greenaway. This is a very short book. It is definitely going to be something of an intro book again. I know nothing really about palmistry. I'm excited to crack into it. We're going to digest it into 2 live streams in January, back-to-back weeks. It's gonna be the it's gonna be the 13th. We're gonna go over up until part 4, and then part 4 to the end of the book. So we're gonna go through the first half on the 13th and the second half on the 20th, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And And then I'm traveling for work and for vacation for pretty much a month, a little over a month. So I'm gonna be gone. I'm gonna try to announce the next book that will start in March before I go if I can find it. But if not, we're gonna be blowing through this one pretty quick and just really talking about palmistry. I'm hoping there's some people that are a little bit more seasoned in palmistry to my mom says, "Oh, palmistry, that's a book in an area I can contribute." That would be so cool. That'd be so cute, Mom. Yeah, so that's I mentioned that too in the beginning is that I I should know more about palmistry because I was surrounded by a lot of things in my younger years, but especially palmistry was something that my mom was really into, and I don't know anything really about palmistry, so I'm excited. A link to the book to save it for later. Thank you, Nikki. Red Wheel Wiser might give me a code as well. I feel like they might have messaged me on Instagram. So I will try and take a look on that. I can't do it right now during the live stream. I'm sorry, guys. But I think that they might have a code to get it off of their website. It won't help me any. It doesn't do anything for me. It's not like use code James for 10% off your Morphe. It's not like that. It's definitely just like if you guys want a percentage off and you want to get it through the Red Wheel Wiser website, they'll give you a code. I think so. Let me reach out and I'll post it in the Facebook group and I'll try and come back into the description of this live stream and put it in there if they have offered that for you guys again. So but you could totally get it off Amazon as well. Yeah. Hold on, Madeline said, "You rock. Thank you so much. Sorry to go off on a tangent. Bad llama." Bad llama. No, it's fine. I wanted to announce it again in the middle, and I'll say it one more time before we leave as well. I don't even really feel the need to kind of break down part 4 and 5, to be honest with you, because I feel like it's a lot more of these same sort of things we were going on, and I feel, what the fuck? Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, she breaks things down like, oh, well, this is interesting. What? Nightmare or astral travel. She brings up the idea about sometimes nightmares are astral travels to lower realms, especially if you're in a hard time or energetically you're kind of in a hard place. There might be strangers or strange places in the nightmare. I said this is really interesting topic considering I just recalled a ton of dreams in my book of shadow. Okay, so if Sammy gets a code, here's where you want to go order. Thank you, Nikki. Yeah, so I'll check that out for you guys. They do offer the book. Yeah, it's their book. Right? No, it's not. They offer the book. I'm confusion. I think they published it, right? Hello? It's Hampton Roads Publishing Company, distributed by Red Wheel Wiser. So yeah, Red Wheel. You can get it on their website. It's an interesting topic to think about. She talks about nightmares and how sometimes nightmares, what can feel like nightmares are, our subconscious trying to work things out, trying to get answers for things or try to help ourselves out by, exploring these fears or doubts or shadows when we're in a dream. And sometimes she's saying that sometimes nightmares can be travels to lower realms. Okay. Author again, please. The author is Beleta Greenaway. Beleta. I know this is probably backwards. Greenaway. I want to see if I can get it from a local place run by a woman. Oh my god, that would be really cool. Yeah. Always support your local bookstores or witchy shops or things like that for sure. And And if you have like a witchy shop near you or a bookstore near you that's a local, you most of the time you can, if they don't have it, you can ask them to stock it, and they'll stock what they know people want. You know, they might not stock it because they think maybe that people, maybe they don't want it. So you can always ask for that book to be stocked in your area. And a lot of the times shops want that feedback. So think about that as well. Or maybe you have someone that you know read it and you can borrow it from them, or maybe it's in the library. So check out all your resources if you don't want to maybe purchase the book. Yes. So what do you guys feel about nightmares, right? So this idea about sometimes our nightmares or difficult dreams that leave us feeling a little icky could be, you know, our subconscious playing out in just trying to, in dreamland, try to work this out. Or sometimes, like, let's say you're really depressed, or maybe say you're really just in a, a mindset that isn't as great. I don't know, whatever that means to you. It doesn't have to be depressed. Sorry to bring just that one thing up, but I'm trying to find examples, right? And 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 you get kind of lost in an astral travel, where what she was saying is, if you see a lot of strangers in your dreams, or if you're in a lot of strange places in your dreams, and it seems as though, a lot of it is unknown and it doesn't have to do very much with anything that feels connected to you, there's a possibility of you being in a lower realm in dreamland, and it's not a nightmare. I've never thought of that before. I don't know if I've ever really had any of that. I write down a lot of my dreams. And the reason why I wanted to bring this up is because I have an interesting thing that just happened to me that I want to share with you guys. Veronica says, I think she's right, because all dreaming to me is in the astral. I agree. We are made to go there. Learning how to control it is my fascination right now. Isn't it? That's part of the things that I wish that we would have been able to get into a little bit more with this book. Holy shit, my legs are falling asleep. Is dreams. And so maybe we can switch focus and actually come back to this in a book or two, but have like dreams be the focus here, now that we've kind of cracked open the astral talk. I do agree. I agree a lot. And even most of my nightmares, or what I would consider nightmares, although a lot of my dreams feel like nightmares, but I think it's because my subconscious is like, no, we're sleeping. We're going to work out these shadows now. Are always, at least some element of it is familiar to me. And I feel like I would definitely know or feel differently if I was in a space where all of a sudden I was like, I don't know any of you. I don't know who I am, and I don't know where I am. Like, I feel like I would know if I had journeyed to somewhere else. And she does say that in the book. She's like, you'll know. I was like, oh, okay. You'll just know. But yeah, I think that's really interesting. I lucid dream like a motherfucker. Like, I'm in a dream and I most always can control my dream. I have made a video on this. I don't know if it was a year or two ago. It was like 10 ways or 5 ways to remember your dreams or to control your dreams. And it was very, like, I'd love to remake that a little better. But a lot of it has to do with, because I'm constantly writing down, for me at least, writing my dreams down, making sure I take them from my subconscious mind, especially when I first wake up, if I recall it. And so what I've been doing lately, because I haven't been the greatest about writing it into my book of shadows right away. So if I have a dream, I will wake up and I will voice note it in my phone. And it's so funny because I literally yesterday just listened to like 6 or 7 voice note dreams in the past month, and 2 months, month or two. And a lot of it is like, so I had a dream last night, and then in my dream, I'm falling asleep. So in my dream, because I'm literally like, I just wake up and I'm trying to just babble out the dream. And a lot of it is like yawning and snoring because I fall back in and out of sleep. But so I'll voice note my dream to recall it, and then I'll go back and listen to it and write it out. And I feel like it's like a muscle to connect those two spaces, whether you just say it out loud or whether you write it down. But there's something about taking it out of your consciousness here and putting it and rooting it in the physical. It's almost like riding a bike. The more you do it, the better you get in the you can't really forget how to do it. Although if you haven't been on a bike in years, it's like, whoa, whoa. Or I guess maybe a better analogy would be like yoga. The more you do it, the better you get. And if you don't do it for a couple days, you're gonna come back and feel real stiff. And I realize the more I listen to my dreams, the more I write them down, the more I'm like actively connecting the dots between just like, oh, I had that dream, that's really weird, and speaking it and writing it and thinking about it more often will my dreams occur, and more of the details and more of the and like I'll remember longer spans of the dreams. I will be able to control the dreams more when I'm in them. So definitely I would love to go more into dreams. But let me go to the comments really quick, and then I'm gonna tell you guys this weird story. I have at least 4 witchy new age shops near me. The one I want to support has helped me on this journey. Oh, that's really good. That's wonderful. Oh, my mom bought the book. Yeah, mom's doing the book club. Cute. Oh my god, it'd be so fun to have my mom on the live stream. Wouldn't that be so fun if I did like a live stream where she was a part of it? Victoria, if nightmares are astral projections, I've run into the xenomorphs from the Alien series. Oh, whoa, I'm sorry, I don't know what that is, Victoria. I should read this book. She does talk about reptilian entities that you can run into on the lower realms, and some of them are lower and some of them are higher. But it's literally like a 2-sentence mention, and then she's like, anyways, let's move on to something else. And I'm like, I need more. What does that mean? But what does it mean? Laura, how about dreams you recall? Like you were there years later. Intriguing shit. Let me tell you. 3 easy tips for recalling dreams by Sammy Menzo. Oh my god, I'm triggered, Nikki. Thank you so much for linking it. Also, like, I have not seen that video. How long ago was that video? Nikki, can you click on that or somebody else click on that? I feel like I was an entirely different fucking person, and I bet you it was about a year and a half ago, maybe, that I did that. Maybe even 2 years ago. It says 2 years. Ooh, triggered. Yeah, I'll probably want to redo that. Maybe it won't be so bad. Maybe if I go watch it, maybe it won't be so bad. It's so funny because Skylar and I talk a lot about how you also mentioned the dream about your papa around the same time. Oh, okay, cool. Thank you for doing that, Nikki. That's, God, you're so freaking awesome. Yeah, I definitely in the last 2 years have become a lot more like jaded or a lot more like serious, or I want to say mature. And if you go back to like a year and a half or 2 years ago, I'm like, hi, welcome to my channel. I'm Sammy. La 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 la, love and light. And now I'm like, hey, what's up? Fuck you. Like it or not, get off my page if you don't. Whatever. It's like, definitely if you watch videos now by me, I'm a lot. I don't know. I'm triggering myself. But no, I think what I did say, like the basics of what I said in that video are still like applicable today. It's just maybe I'm just saying like the delivery of how, or maybe I have more tips, or maybe a little bit more I could elaborate a little bit more on that. My mom says, I've been trying to get my dreams written down. I feel if I say what I remember out loud right before I get going, it helps to remember and write it down. I agree. Yeah, and so that's what I've been doing. And I know that you don't have like a fancy phone or anything, Mom, but what I've been doing is like record, like you might have a voice recording thing on your phone. That's what I've been doing. Or you can even take your iPad and stick it by your bed and have it record. So basically I'll just like roll over, I'll grab my phone, I'll hit record on the little voice note, and I'll just say my dream and talk my dream. Then I'll stop it and I'll come back to it later. And what was interesting was yesterday, like I said, I went through 6 or 7 dreams over the last, since like middle of November till now. So it's about a month and a half. And some of the dreams I was like, oh, I fucking forgot. I forgot that I even had that dream. And then describing it, there was so many details. There was so many things about it. There was a dream where a wolf was chasing, two wolf cubs were chasing me, and then um they were climbing up my leg, and one bit my leg really hard, and I wanted to get it off me, but I didn't want to hurt it, but it was like in my leg, so I like threw the wolf like this out from my chest, and I was like, oh, that worked. But then I took the other one and I threw it too hard and I ended up killing it. And I was like devastated in my dream that I had killed these wolves, and then we were panicking because the mom wolf was going to come and get us, and so we were hiding behind. George was in this dream with me. We were hiding behind this cabin in this shed trying to watch, and I was like bawling my eyes out because I hurt these cute little wolf cubs and I didn't mean to hurt them. And then I was like, oh my god, the mom's gonna come and get me, and she could smell us, and we were running away, and it was so detailed, this dream, and I was like, I totally forgot I had that dream, and it was only like 2.5 weeks ago, and every single detail was like, I said it out loud, so detailed. But what was really cool about this was on November 20th or 21st, I had a dream that my aunt on my dad's side, which is the grandma that you guys know, like the daughter to the grandmother that you guys know, um, the dream was through a video that she was taking. It started off as a video, and she sent me a video of like all of my grandmother's furniture like flipped upside down and rearranged, and everything was just like flipped up as if they were trying to clean and rearrange it underneath. It felt like they were trying to bring old furniture out to put new furniture in, but before they did that, they flipped everything up so they could vacuum it or something like that, you know? And then the next thing I know, George and I are at her house, and there's this orange candle, this big orange candle with a big long like wooden wick, and it's lit, which is weird because my grandma doesn't have candles or doesn't like candles. And so we're at the house, and I was like, Grandma, the energy is really weird in here. Like, I was like, you do know that after, X amount of years, like if all of your furniture has been in the same place, or you've had the same furniture for decades, and then you move it around and you change it out, you're stirring up a lot of things, like it just feels a little weird in here. And then she said, oh, I agree. So she went to blow out the candle, she blew it out, and then it lit back up again. And she got on the floor and she started curling up in a ball, and she was like, no, 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 no. And I was like, it's okay, Grandma, it's okay, it's okay. So I went over to the candle and I relit the candle, it was relit, and I blew it out again, and then it relit again. And I was like, okay, so we're gonna cleanse your house. Let me clean your house. Let me cleanse your house. It's okay. Nothing's gonna hurt you, but it's a new energy. It's totally different in here because you have new furniture. You have, you rearranged everything. Let me clean it for you. And that was the dream. And she was okay. She got up. She was like, okay, okay, okay. So we went around and we like saged the corners of her house, and we cleaned everything. We vacuumed underneath everything. And it was a brand new feeling and energy in the house, right? Not that crazy of a dream. However, I totally forgot about that dream because it wasn't anything crazy. And it was in the midst of like a week where I had like 7 dreams in one, in like a 5-day span, and I had voice record them all. So what happened in reality was a week later, we had gone to dinner with her, my Aunt Gina, and George for her birthday. And at dinner, we had talked about what she wanted for Christmas, and she said that she needed a new stove. So I was like, oh my God, finally, it's time for you to get a new stove. You've literally had this stove for like 30 years. You know what I mean? Like, this stove is like on its last leg. She's got to like subtract 30 degrees when she cooks because it's fucking off. And like, it's so old. So I was like, oh, great. For your Christmas present, we'll chip in on your stove, and George and I will come and get your old one out, and we'll install the new one. And my Aunt Gina said, great, I will chip in as well. That'll be, your Christmas present, is we'll help you out with the stove. And So about 4 or 5 days later, we have dinner. It's really weird energy in the house, because I feel like it was a bigger deal than she was anticipating it to be ripping out a stove that she's had in there for decades and putting a new one in. And when she moved it, my grandma's very specific about things being clean as well. So I know that it was a big deal for her to have other people come in and take the stove out. Like, it was George and our buddy who came and took the old and ripped the old stove out. And underneath was, like, decades worth of like gunk and crumbs and, stuff underneath and she was like, oh my gosh, I have to get down there and clean it. I have to get down there and clean it. I'm so embarrassed. Like, look at how gross that is. I'm like, Grandma, don't worry about it. Like, you're not going to get on your hands and knees and scrub this. Like, I will clean it for you. You just set the table, we'll have dinner. And so I could tell that she was like anxious about it and that she needed it cleaned before we put the new one in. And so I got down there and scrubbed that whole thing and made it nice and clean, and we put the new one in. And she immediately burnt herself on the new stove. Not really bad, don't freak out, but the flame of the stove, it's an electric stove and she's not used to the surface, and it stayed hotter than it needed to. So she like rested her hand on it and it gave her like a little burn on her hand. And now she knows not to do that. She's okay. But looking back at what happened and then listening to that dream again that I had the week before, that I was like, oh, that's kind of weird. No big deal. Totally forgot about it. And listening to that dream again and writing it all down, I was just like, what? That's literally like the flame of the candle going out and then it coming back on again and her getting freaked out and then having to clean the space and furniture being turned upside down and like the energy being weird. Like, you don't even realize that some of these dreams that we have that we're like, oh, that's kind of weird, whatever, that writing them down and connecting the dots to things is things that I was anticipating and I was knowing psychically was going to happen and that I could have prepared myself for a little bit. I just thought I'd share that because I thought it was really interesting, and I literally just thought about that the night before yesterday because I was recalling all these dreams. It's a different video that showed up with the subject dreams. What am I talking about? I don't know what you're talking about, Nikki, but I think you're deep diving in my channel and I'm triggered, but I love it. Victoria said, the one dream I've been analyzing was one I had the other night morning. 2 friends of mine were in it. We were in the small town I grew up in, and I told them about my mom. They wanted to reconnect. I kind of have a grasp on that dream, and I'm debating if the reconnection is a good thing. Yeah, see, I don't know, I like it. iPad voice recorder, got it. We will use it. Yeah. Or, I mean, like I said, it's helpful if you could even tell Pops your dream or whatever, but sometimes I feel like just writing it down is more helpful, and saying it out loud helps. But if I record it in as much detail as I can and then just come back to it later and listen to it and write down as I listen to it, that has been like, that's actual magic for me. The heart of the home for someone that loves to cook and is nurturing, I guess. Oh, let me refresh. Maybe I'm badly connected. Yeah, it didn't seem like that big of a deal to us, and it wouldn't have seemed that big of a deal to us, but maybe I was more in tune with how anxious and how, uncomfortable it probably was for her, and she's gonna have to learn all this new. She's learning a whole new thing that she's never had to do. It feels totally different in this room. Like, it's a completely different kitchen now with this new stove. Because they had to rip, like, her stove was one that was like connected up into the microwave as well. So we had already gotten her a new microwave. So she had 2 microwaves in the kitchen and a stove. So when they ripped it out, it like opened up the space a ton, as well as put this totally different color, totally different like gadget in her kitchen. And she's excited about it, but at the same time, like, it's a big deal for someone who's there every single day, uses it every single day, and has for decades, and knows what and what isn't, to do with your stove. It seems something so trivial to like George and I, but for her, it was a big fucking deal. Yeah, I do, and he gives me a look that is very confusing. Does Pops remember his dreams at all or no? George does not remember any of his dreams. He says he just doesn't remember any of them. Um, yeah. He says the ones that he remembers he doesn't want to tell me about, which is probably like sex dreams of like other people. Which I don't blame him. Um, no, he doesn't remember any of his dreams. Like, what is that with men? What is that? I don't remember any either. Sometimes I wish I did. Ooh, so maybe it's just not men. Maybe I should retract that. Sorry there, Nikki. You don't remember any of your dreams. Interesting. It's okay. I've heard him recalled twice in 17 years. Interesting. George said that he used to have a dream when he was younger, and I can't remember what it was, and it was terrifying to him. It was like a reoccurring nightmare. I could be getting this from like a TV show or movie. I feel like he was being chased by like a dinosaur or something. Maybe that wasn't him. But I do know that he said that he used to have a reoccurring dream when he was younger that would freak him out and that he would have all the time and that he hated. I know that that was it. I feel like it was getting chased by a dinosaur, but maybe that wasn't it. Maybe I got that from a movie, like I said, or a TV show. I'll have to ask him again. But I feel like that was a good reason why he doesn't, is because he probably shut himself off and told himself, well, whenever I recall dreams, it's a nightmare and I don't know how to deal with it. So just like don't have me remember it. I went several months without recalling any dreams. I do that a lot, Victoria. I will go a long time without remembering my dreams, and then in like a month span I'll have like 20 of them and I'll be like overloaded with messages. I have seen the prettiest dream journal, but I can't get it. It would stay empty for so long. Oh. um Interesting. Do you journal a lot, Nikki? If you don't REM sleep, no dreams. Laura, that makes sense. My daily routine at nighttime is did up for real. What? What's happening? I feel like when it comes to dreams, the more exhausted we are in our daily lives, the harder it becomes to recall any dreams. That's an interesting way to look at it. I don't get into REM often. My doctor said because of my shitty rhythm. Oh, fucked up. Okay, I meant, sorry. I was like, what is that? What are you talking about? Your shitty rhythm. Do you want to elaborate a little bit more on that, Nikki? I'm curious. I know for that period where I recalled nothing, I was super stressed. Yeah. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think of like the patterns that occur in mine as well. Geraldine, hi, love. Hi, beautiful. Oh my gosh, your baby is so cute. I miss you. So happy you're talking about dreams. I think this has been just the nudge I need to record them again. Yes. We talked about some really deep things and asked ourselves some deep questions in the beginning of this live stream. I don't know if you just came in, but yeah, we if you want to rewatch the beginning, we get a little deep there. I'm the same, Emma. I wake up exhausted from my dreams. Yeah. I don't Whenever I recall my dreams, I don't know if I feel exhausted. I feel like I have a hard time differentiating the dream astral world and the waking world here, because I become so stuck in the feelings and the details of the dreams that I was in that like even when I am like getting up in the morning and letting the dog out and making my coffee and this and that, I feel like I'm still in the space of my dreams. It almost feels like when it's real deep lucid dreaming or when it's really intense dreams, it's not that I feel exhausted, it just feels like there's less of like a I'm sleeping and I'm awaking. It feels like it kind of melds together a little bit, and it takes me some time to like figure out how to get over here. I guess that's the way to explain it, how it feels to me. Um, um Okay, time to open shop. Have a lovely day. You rock, daughter. Disco. Thanks, mom. Love you. Have a good day at work. Nikki said, yeah, I go to sleep on different times every night. I love the night. I don't work at the moment for a long time even, and I used to sleep around 3 at night. Now I wanted to sleep earlier. What happens now is that I go to bed at 5 in the morning since I wanted to change it. I sabotage myself somehow. Ooh, interesting. Interesting, Nikki. Thanks for sharing that. I have like things that I'm like thinking of, but I don't want to like project, I guess. But I think that's really interesting that the last thing I sabotage myself somehow. Interesting. Um, Kristen, hello, how are you? I just started writing down my dreams when I can remember them. I feel like they are trying to tell me something more than usual here lately. Yeah, I think that especially like with our natal chart session and stuff, whenever we start thinking more about the topics, my phone, I don't know what's happening, guys. Um think about those things. I feel like it's a good way to just tap into the subconscious, and it happens naturally, which is really cool. But I definitely encourage you to write down your dreams. I've been attacked in my dreams and I fought back. Ooh, cool. Well, yeah, like that's basically just what happened to me with the wolf dream. But I felt like that wasn't the point of the dream. Definitely not the point of the dream, but it happened. I was like being not even attacked, but being played a little too rough with the wolves, the little wolf cubs on my legs. And then I tried to get them off of me so I could get away. And I ended up killing them. And that feeling, that lingering feeling of like, oh my gosh, what have I done? And then being chased and found out by the mom, and like coming to like her trying to come and get us and sniff us out, and us trying to hide in these little cabins that didn't have any doors. So basically we were just backing ourselves into a corner, and whew, the symbolism that's there. I love it. Nikki said, then I wake up around 10 because I don't want to sleep all day. So I don't really rest or go into REM sleep, my therapist said. Plus, have to do more physical, active things to get into that REM at night. Seems like you know a lot about where you're at with it, though. It's really interesting, Nikki. I often wake up screaming and soaked in sweat. Whoa. Walking my path. Really? That's a lot. I'm sorry. That reminds me of the scene from King Arthur with Charlie Hunnam. Everybody said they hated that movie, and George and I are still obsessed with that movie. We've watched that movie like 10 times. Where he keeps waking up in the middle of the night from these things from his past that he has pushed down so hard, and that he has basically, tried to suppress, and that he tries to ignore, that he's too afraid to acknowledge. And that's part of his journey with King Arthur is he can't wield the sword until he faces these shadows within his past. But he keeps waking him up at night, and he keeps having dreams about it. Maybe you're King Arthur walking my path. You're allowed to if you want to. I'm okay with it. PB says, I love the theory that all parts of the dream are an aspect of us when interpreting from a subconscious perspective, but have also had past life recall in dreams. I feel like I have as well. And the one I think I talked about was really crazy. But I don't know. There wasn't enough information for me to say like, oh, I know. It was just so different than any other dream I've ever had. Basically I was like in this room and I felt very young. I felt like I was in my early 20s, maybe late teens, and I was getting ready for a wedding. I felt like it was at one point my own wedding, and then I felt like it was somebody else's wedding. Um, but or some sort of celebration of love like that. Um, but I was looking down and I had this like lavender dress on. And it wasn't anything fancy, but it felt fancy to me. It felt like the fanciest thing I've ever worn, but there was like no lace, there was no beads, it was just basically like this lavender. It was the color of it was like it felt very privileged. to be able to be wearing this color. And I like people kept coming in and out of this room. I didn't know anybody. I didn't know where I was. I felt like I was in another time, and it just didn't feel like my dream, but I knew that it was me. At one point I like looked in the mirror. I think I've said this on a video before. I like looked in the mirror and I was like African American. I had really dark hair and I had really dark skin, and I had really um uh, my hair wasn't like afro, but it was a lot more coarse. There was no braids in it either. It was almost like I just had it like pulled up and kind of pulled back into like some sort of ponytail bun. But I remember like looking at myself in the mirror and being like, it's me. Like it's me. I'm Samantha. Like it's me. It's still my soul. Like it's me. But like I look totally different, and this doesn't feel like this is my life. What is happening here? And when I woke up from it, the only thing I could think of was it just felt like so weird, because in every other dream I've ever had, I've either known that it was myself, or no, like I still knew it was myself, or there was some sort of element of um, connectivity to this lifetime. And that was the only one where I was like, well, I'm still me, but I look totally different and I don't know any of these people in my dream. And we kind of talked about this earlier in the live stream about sometimes that could be like a nightmare, and maybe you're traveling to a lower realm, but it wasn't a nightmare. There was nothing bad about it. It was very simple. It was very like a very normal day, something happening, like a celebration. Like it seemed like a big deal to whatever storyline that was. Either I was getting married or I was standing up in someone's wedding. But it was a very simple room. There was not a whole lot in the room. It was like an old chair and a mirror, like a full length mirror, as I was waiting and getting ready, and all these people coming in and out. And I just remember that I had a lavender dress on, and that I was African American, and that was it. And then I was looking in the mirror like, whoa, this is me. Like, this is still me. I remember it's me, but who the hell am I, and where am I? And that was basically the dream. So maybe that was past lifetime. Maybe it was just some weird sidestep crossing into some astral realm of, I don't fucking know. But that was one of the weirdest experience in a dream that I've ever had, because it was just a very big question mark for me. Okay, I think I'm gonna read some more comments and we will kind of try and wrap up here. Nikki said, I do struggle with mental health in waves, but really wanting and trying to get my life together inside and out. But the sabotage thing is, I know what to do, just doing it seems to fall over and over. I'm sorry, Nikki. But I feel like having you have a good grasp on it. Like you know what it is, and you know what you're working with. Show me what you're working with. And that's really important. And I don't really have any suggestions for you, but that I love you. And I'm here if you ever need me. Sounds like you want to be a mother, but you're scared of screwing things up. Whoa, that was thanks, Victoria. Sometimes I can't wake up. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, that's the thing. I know, just doing it and committing to it, and I don't know why I can't get it done. Self-sabotage somehow, not sure. The first time I was spiritually attacked, I was pissed, and I told the thing to leave. It didn't want me to say get lost, so it tried to choke me. Whoa. Yeah, the book brings that up a little bit, I think, in part 4. I just forgot what it's called what's it called when you're sleep paralysis. Sleep paralysis, or there's like a entity that has power on you, does childish pranks and things like that. It wants to scare you into submission. It's on page 117 and 118 if anyone has the book and wants to go back and read it. And I actually think it might be a little bit more low. I think it's on page 20 as well. Undesirables. Interesting. I've never had that happen, but I do know people who have had sleep paralysis or have had experiences like that, which is terrifying. Sounds so interesting. Well, you are very into colors and into them, connected with them in this lifetime. Lavender, if it was maroon, duh. Uh, yeah, that's true. So funny because now I'm like so self-conscious about saying that I love color and that I'm into color, talking about color because Skylar always teases me. He's like, "Oh my God, I love color, color magic." So he's always teasing me about it. But it's a big deal. And like in my dreams, even colors are such a big influence on what it is that's happening and what it is. My legs are falling asleep. Sorry, guys. Like when there's a very prominent color, I was trying to remember that and it sticks out a little bit more, which is crazy because I know a lot of people don't even see colors in their dreams. I love that there was a mirror involved in the dream. Yeah, well, that's how I knew that it was because it felt like me and I knew it was me. But when I was looking, when I finally looked in the mirror, because I had already looked down at the dress and knew that I was wearing a dress, I knew that I felt like it was the fanciest thing that I had ever worn. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so pretty. Let me take a look at myself. And I was like, whoa, that's not what I'm supposed to look like. I don't know, just felt really weird. And I was like, I don't know who any of you people are. Like, I don't know where I am, what's happening. Yeah, I used to get that a lot when I was in my 20s. I'm trying to catch up. Oh my God, I caught a live, the end of one, but I caught one. Hi, Sam! Why? No, I connected you to it. It didn't mean it in a stupid way, Sammy. Oh, no, no, no. No, you didn't. I'm letting you guys know that, like, it's so funny because Skylar teases me about it. Don't worry at all. Um, hold on. Oh wow, I'm so behind in comments. I'm skipping a couple comments. Sorry guys, because I'm trying to catch up a little bit and um 'cause I kind of want to wrap this up, even though this is a great conversation we're having here right now. Here's to me getting my shit together and finally getting into a routine to jump back into this community. Miss you all. I miss you too, Sam. But you got big things going on, so don't even worry about it, love. We're here for you if you ever come here, and if not, then whatever. We love you. Sheldine says, I've been listening to the Seth material and I love the take on dreams being just as much a reality as our waking consciousness. I totally agree. And I feel like it's a really important thing that a lot of people, even if you don't remember your dreams, because I don't want to make anyone feel excluded, but exploring what you think dreams mean and astral realms and what we tapped into with this book this time. There's some really important questions that could be had in your spiritual journey or even your just in your life that you can ask yourself about what you feel that means to you. um Victoria said, I've read documents in my dream too. What did the documents say? I don't know, but I saw actual words. A dream in living color. I dream in living color. That's so funny. Yeah, if you're reading documents, that's really big. You could be maybe if you connect with the Akashic records, maybe you're accessing that realm that she talked about. Dreams are gateways to really traveling. Lennon Smith, hi Lennon, how are you? Welcome. Hi, catching y'all late, going back to watch. When is the next book announcement? I want to get it. Okay, so we're gonna wrap this up. I'm gonna say the book one more time. Thank you all so much for 2019. I know that we kind of tried to get back into the swing of things in like March and things like that. But I just wanted to thank everybody. You guys really, I love this so much, and I know that I can't do it every week like we were doing it in 2018. And sometimes we feel like it's drawn out and things like that, but at the same time, I just love being here. I love communicating with you guys. I love talking about all different types of subjects. I really try and branch out and hit lots of different things, even if we don't get really, really deep into one topic and we kind of just skim the surface. I'm just grateful for this community. The Facebook group is growing rapidly. We're almost to 1,000 people in that group, and I would love if other people would post more in there. There's so many people that every single day ask to be in the Facebook group. So if you're part of that, I would love to see and hear from you guys more on things. Feel free to post books that you're reading. Feel free to do live streams in there. Feel free to interact with each other and share things about reading and books and the topics that we've gone over or that we are going over. That space is for you guys, so it's not just me talking at you and more of like a community feel. But yeah, I just want to say thank you guys so much for the ability to have these conversations. It really means a lot to me. So the next book, yes, is said in the comments. It's going to be Out of Your Hands. We're going to get through this. It's by Beleta. I need to figure out how to pronounce her name. Greenaway. And this is going to be a very much an introductory to palmistry. It's something that was very prevalent in my mom when I was growing up, but I have really no knowledge or information on it. So I'm going to be learning along with you guys. If there are people that are coming to the table with a lot of knowledge on palmistry, it'll be really helpful to have you guys a part of it as well. Even though, you know, I'm going to be breaking down the intro that this book provides, it would be really cool to have some other people that have more knowledge on palmistry here. But yeah, we're going to blow through this one. The next live stream is going to be January 13th, I think it was. January 13th, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time is going to be the first live stream. So you guys have 2 weeks to get the book and to read the first section of this. So we're going to read all the way up to part 4. And we're going to cover from the beginning to part 4 for the first live stream. And then the week after, we are going to be doing the last half of the book, which will be the 20th at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So where we really dragged this book out quite a bit, we're really going to be covering this one very quickly. One, because it's an intro book and I feel like you can digest it really quickly and get through it. And even if you don't have the sections read by the live streams, I don't feel like you guys are going to feel like you're missing out on a whole bunch. But I am really excited to dive into this and explore it with you guys. The reason why I'm pushing it together, Sam, or anybody else who's just joined, is because I leave the last week of January. I'm going to be gone for 2.5 weeks for work, and then like traveling out of state. Then I come back for 1 week, and then I go for a week for a vacation in Arizona. So until March, from the last weekend of January until March, I'm going to be pretty MIA. I'm going to try to announce the next book in one of the 2 live streams, and I think we're going to dive into something maybe a little bit more meatier or a bigger book, because you'll have like a whole month to read until we can actually start it. So I'm going to try my best to get the book picked, and we'll announce it in the next couple of weeks after this one. Anybody have any questions or anything they want to say before we close out the final Witchy Book Club of 2019 and the freaking decade? Yeah, I'm just really grateful for you guys. Thank you so much for everything. Oh, congrats on the 1,000 on Facebook, and thanks, Sammy, for the shout out to my music through the majors video. It was so fun. Lennon, it was literally so cute. I really, like, I watched the whole thing, and I'm not joking, when I was done, I was like, oh my god, it was so good. I like clapped, and I was the only one around. I was just really impressed by it, and like listening to the reasons why you picked each of your songs, it was really cool. So thanks for bringing back that video that I did a long time ago. If anyone's interested, I posted a link in my Samantha Menzo, and I think I did a post on YouTube about it too, but Lennon did my music through the majors video. So my work is texting me now. Will you vlog some snippets from the vacation maybe? Always enjoy those, only if you feel like it though. Thank you. I love to vlog. I think I'm going to try and do some vlogging. Yes, I will try. The vacation is going to be difficult to vlog because we're going for a week-long trip, but like 5 days of it or 4 days of it is going to be a disc golf tournament. So it's like a big tournament that I'm in, and every day pretty much I'm going to be playing disc golf in a competitive sense with other girls for like till morning till like night. And so it would be kind of hard to vlog that. Like I might be able to get clips like before and after, but maybe I can get some vlogging while I'm in Florida for 2.5 weeks for my muckle job. But that gets a little weird too, because I try to separate like that part of my life and this as much as possible, just so I can have like, you know, So yes, if you like vlogs, I love vlogging. I just feel like people don't like them or don't watch them. So I will try and incorporate some vlogs here and there throughout the next month or two. So thanks for that, Nikki. Thanks, what a wonderful conversation, dope community. Thanks, Dumb Smart. Looking forward to seeing everyone next month, next year, next decade. No, it's okay. I always loved the vlogs. That's what got me to your channel many moons ago. Hello. I love you, Nikki. Okay, I'm gonna let you guys go. My work is literally texting me. Like, I had 3 people just text me and I can see it. I love you guys so much. Have a wonderful new year and we will see you in January. Have a beautiful, wonderful, magical rest of 2019. I love you guys. Bye. I can't stop the video.